So just give me like your name and where you're from, just for to establish kind of our context.
My name is Laurel Paul, 3301 Road 222, Cheyenne, Wyoming, 82009.
All right, so can you kind of give us a little background of like where, how oil development has affected you and your family?
This oil well, the Houlihan 1-288, was put in 680 feet from our house, and the noises from that have been bad for the health of myself and my mother. My mother died as a direct result of these terrific noises that have been made by that oil well, and those noises have only stopped briefly during the last 5 years. This is not a new well. Those noises should have stopped by now, but they just keep on going.
So when was the well drilled?
It started in May of 2013.
Okay. And what could you give me a little bit about the story with your mom, or if you were comfortable doing that?
Okay, she was old. She was homebound, so she couldn't leave.
Okay.
And those noises, day and night, when they were fracking it in the beginning in 2013, she couldn't take it. I called Officer Thomas of the Sheriff's Department. He's the only one I could think of to call. He came out, he heard the noises, he called Kaiser Francis Oil. He called them repeatedly, and they told him it's a new well, these noises will stop. And that was the end of it. Only the noises have not stopped, and this is not a new well, and there's something wrong here, but these oil people refuse to fix it.
Sure. Can you give us a little bit about other things that you've experienced with these wells, just beyond the noise? I know there's like flaring too and other things like that.
There's the flaring. The other wells that you see behind you, less than half a mile away, there's been flaring of them since the first oil well was drilled. You can find the completion date of that in the records.
Okay.
So that's not legal to have that flaring going on all that time, going north of our house. And then when this Houlihan well was drilled in 2013, the fracking involved using a mysterious white powder, which covered our driveway and our yard and got into our house. I called the Wyoming State Oil and Gas Conservation Commission. Jeff Gillum of that commission came, and he said, I'll investigate the powder. He came back and said, that's just dust, that's nothing, and he left.
So have you had any, like you said your mom's health was affected by this, has anyone else's health been affected, yours, anyone else?
Well, I have a completely runny nose most days, and I figure that has to do with this oil activity. But these oil companies don't do anything about anything unless law makes them do it.
Sure. I'm trying to think if there's other things. Is there anything else you just want to generally tell us about your experience being here? Like, historically, was there oil development in the past, or is this all brand new, that kind of stuff?
There hasn't been oil development new. This has been going on for about 30 years.
Sure.
But it wasn't the same as this. These oil people were not drilling close to people's houses. The oil wells were different. They did not make those horrible noises. That's some kind of fracking. It's not the regular oil pumping, because as you can see, if they just pump the oil well regularly, it's just an oil well. But this at night and in the early morning, that's like a fracking.
Sure.
And that's supposed to stop after a couple of weeks, not 5 years.
And so could you describe the sound a little bit?
Yeah, it's like an explosion into the night. The vibrations cause noises. And the vibrations from this, if you could come and step out of your car, you'd feel it in the ground. That's how bad this is. And this, because it's right there and there's a bowl shape that the oil company scooped out to make that site, it's like a theater that makes the noises come straight over here. And it goes right into our houses. How would you like to, what that does to a person's heart, to hear those noises? And I figure that's happened several thousand times over the last 5 years. I don't see why I'm still alive, but I must be really strong or something. But
Sure.
those noises are just outrageous.
Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to share? No. All right, well, thanks a lot.